Hi, this is Glenn Roseberry, and we're doing another Glenn in 10 video. This one's a little different. We're doing this one just to thank all those donors that helped us get a new water filtration system. Just for a little background here, we have a wonderful well some brothers helped dig for us 3 or 4 years ago. It's over 500 feet deep, but it has fluoride in it, as does most of the water around here, because we sit between two old volcanoes, and it's a natural occurring fluoride, and it's very, very high, about 20,000 times more than what the CDC and organizations like that say is safe for us to drink. So anyway, we had gotten these little systems here years ago, almost 8 years ago, and they just came apart. The plastic is broken. Anybody that tells you plastic lasts 20 or 30 years, I always laugh. Here in Africa, where we rely on it quite a bit, it doesn't seem to hold its original shape and ability to function any longer than 5 to 8 years. But for a long time, what we did was pump our well water into this tank, into these two big buckets, and then I would fill this top tank here. It would go into a second tank where it would take the fluoride out, and then if you can look back here in the back, we used a Sawyer water filter to take the different germs and things out of the water, and that gave us our finished water. So this was the kind of the modern unit that we had. It's been around for 8 years, and then there was an early version that was where they developed the technology for taking out the fluoride, and we were able to buy this from some people that were moving from Tanzania. This one's probably 10 to 15 years old. Still functions quite well, and you just change. All this here is sand and different materials that are used to take fluoride out of the water. So this was my system. I had to come out here 3 or 4 times a day, depending on how much water we needed, and to continually move water from this tank into these so that we had fresh water here, and then pump it into a tank. And as you might imagine, that took quite a bit of my time, and if I happened to be away and people didn't do it quite as efficiently as me, I would come back and we'd have no water to drink unless we went to the store and bought it. So anyway, this was the old system. Let me show you the new one. This is our new modern system. I'm going to show you our tall tank outside that we use to generate a bit of gravity and water pressure. But it comes in here and it goes into the system that takes the fluoride out. Then it goes, we have 2 different systems for that. And then we have the filters on the other side here that take the germs and bacteria out of the water. And they go into this tank, and now we're able, instead of me standing there and filling 2 tanks about every 2 to 3 hours, we're able to come here now and hook up take the water jugs that we have here and put them like this, and then we just open these up, and it takes about 5 to 8 minutes, depending on whether we're doing all 3 or just 1, to fill up these water containers that we use. We typically, on a slow day, use 3 or 4, and when we have all the brothers and sisters over here and we're serving lunch or dinner, we can use every one of these jugs in a day. So that's kind of the way they work, but as you can see, these things fill up really quick. We're really excited about it, and it works really well. Now this is a little system on the inside of our dining room. Unfortunately, it takes up a little more room than I hoped, but it does the job, and it's so much more efficient than the one we had. Plus, Glenn doesn't have to stop his day 3 times during the day in order to make sure we have water each day. So we're going to step outside now, and I'm going to show you the big tank that feeds this one. Now this is our larger tank. This is a 2,000 liter tank out here. We've mounted it up high enough so we've got some good water pressure. Now the reason you see it dripping water right now is we've had a substantial amount of rain, and I think we overfilled our tank just a little bit. And with that, between that and the rain, we're dripping a little bit now. But we built this tower here. We got this water system where we pump the water up into the well there, and then it goes. So we got it fixed to a foundation here, and also attached to the building, so it shouldn't fall. And then this gives us our water pressure for flowing inside the place, and that provide clean water. This is so important because in our area here, everyone drinks fluoridated water, and it's really bad. Now, we have some streams and rivers that have very little fluoride because they don't come from the groundwater that's so affected by the volcanoes, but then they're just loaded with cholera and things like that, because heading this way just about 1,000 meters is the start of the national park, and we have hippos, crocodiles, monkeys, and everything, defecating in the water, animals dying and floating in the water. So it's just, a lot of these streams are just filled up with cholera and other diseases that'll just absolutely kill you. So being able to pump out of the ground here, we don't have very much bacteria or anything like that in the water at all. The issue's really fluoride. So we're able to provide good, clean water for our people and staff here, and also for our animals and livestock should we choose to do that. But most of our animals here, like the chicken, have such a short lifespan, it's really not important that they get water that doesn't have fluoride. Very few of our animals here live over 7 or 8 years. Humans, however, that start drinking it from the time they're children to their adults, it just decimates their bone structure as well as their teeth. We put a little fluoride in our water in America in order to clean and preserve the teeth, and it's good for the teeth. But when you put 20, 30,000 times more than what's necessary, it's literally a carcinogenic, and it literally eats the teeth, and eats the cover right off of them. And women in particular suffer from severe osteoporosis as a result of having so much fluoride in our water. It's a safe dosage in America, but it's not here, and it's not regulated, and it can be quite high. Let's move on. I want to show you one more thing. All right, now here we are out at the road. You can look over here at the shamba that we have. Shamba is the Tanzanian word for farm. So this is our ancestral farm. That's what shamba actually means. You can see our row of buildings and things that we have right here. And this is an easement on our land that us and the people live behind us, we all share this road. It just so happens one of our neighbors came to us that owns this plot of land right here. And he's offered, since we're going to provide water for the whole community by putting in a second unit just like that one, he's given us this little corner of land right here. And so what we're going to do right here is to build a building here. Hopefully we're going to get the Tanesco, that's our government-owned utility company, to allow us to have our own meter and hook up here. And what we're going to do is set up one of our ladies in business here to be able, or one of our handicapped people, to be able to sit out here and actually have a job providing water. We have two kinds of water. Water with fluoride in it that people can come and just get buckets of to water their livestock or even irrigate their farm. And then also we'll have the purified water, and we're trying to figure out whether to charge just a little bit, because we do have to change out the filters and the filtered char material that's used to take the fluoride out of the water. So there is some expense, and if we want this thing to, be self-sustaining, we need people to pay just a little bit on that so that we can change that out as we need be. So anyway, this will be the spot for that. The only thing they ask us to do is run a plastic pipe down to their sister's farm and then their farm, and they would let us use this land. So anyway, we're going to get a deed and everything drawn up so we can legally do what we need to do here, and we're really excited to provide this for the whole country, or I should say the whole community. We raised enough money to do 2 units. The one there you saw for the shamba that supplies all the water for us, and this second one will supply water for the community in general. We'll build a little bridge here. I'm going to make it a nice spot where people can come and sit. And I'm hoping that we can have brothers and sisters out here. We can have some of our materials on Jesus and the kingdom of God, and there'll be a place where we can sit and visit and love people in Jesus' name as we provide water for them. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you today. Thanks for tuning in to a Glenn in 10 video. I hope you'll subscribe so that when we come out with any others, that you'll be able to watch those as well and tell your friends about us too. Thank you so much, and God bless you.